Hi everybody, this presentation is to go through the GCSE qualification, what the course entails, and what can the course lead you on into your further career. So, in terms of the qualification, it's split into different elements. The first element you look at is paper one. So this is your applied anatomy physiology. This will look at different body systems, so how the muscular systems work, how the skeletal system, looking at how the cardiovascular system can get options to working muscles. We're also going to look at what we call movement analysis. So this is what we call biomechanics. So this is where you would look at how you can move a particular object using forces, and look at how sporting actions are created, and look at how your joints and muscles work together. So such as how does your muscles and joints work together to pass the ball in football. And the last aspect of everyone is physical training. So looking at different methods, so like circuit training, plyometrics, weight training, look at different components of fitness and how they can be successful in sport, and also looking at in terms of different fitness tests. In year 11, we move on to paper 2. Our paper 2 is where we look at all the sort of contemporary and psychological issues in sport. So the first aspect, look at sports psychology, looking at aggression, looking at guidance type, looking at different feedbacks, how you can mentally prepare for a sport. We look at in terms of the health and well-being, so this will look at diet, look at performance enhancing drugs and the effect it can have on somebody, and we also look at in terms of why we exercise and the benefit it would have in our well-being. As well as this, we also look at sort of social cultural influences, and this can range from anything from gamesmanship and sportsmanship, aggression in sport and violence. It can also look at in terms of barriers, so what barriers are there to play a particular sport, or barriers to a particular gender, or in terms of religion. In terms of assessment, first thing you'll be looking at is in terms of your practical. So as you can see from there, practical is only worth 30%. It's in 3 sports. One must be an individual sport, so that could be badminton, table tennis, athletics. It could be in terms of trampolining. And the next one is one team sport, so it could be football, rugby, cricket, netball, basketball. And then the third sport can now be a team or an individual. Now within the sport, you'll be assessed in terms of your skill level, so the ability to do different skills, and how effective you are in a game, and your tactical awareness. The second aspect is obviously written exam, so you get 1 page paper, and on that it'll be a mixture of questions, so you could get some multiple choice, you get some 1 mark, 2 mark short answer recall questions, you will get some 4 mark application questions, so it might be apply this method of training to the sport, and then you also get some extended writing questions that will look at 1 or 2 topics. And then the last aspect is a coursework. So this is where you will look at your main sport, you look at your strengths and weaknesses in terms of skills and component fitness, and then you create an action plan. So for example, in rugby, I would look at my strengths and weaknesses. So I might say, tackling is my strength, or carrying the ball. I might say my weakness is speed. And then I'll create an action plan how I could improve my speed in the game. In terms of the skills I would gain, obviously data analysis. So part of the qualification, you will look at graphs and you look at information and facts, and you have to come to some assumptions, extending them to sport. Obviously extended writing, like I said, there's a lot of writing in GCSE. You will get, in terms of 9 and 6 mark questions, they're generally 2 paragraphs to 3 paragraphs, and you obviously have to come to a conclusion in terms of that. And obviously in lessons, a lot of the ILTs and the end tasks for the lessons look at big chunks of writing. You look at, obviously in practical, you develop sport-specific techniques. So to be successful in a practical sport, you look at the top-end skills. So in trampoline, that would be doing a somersault front and back. And in handball, that could be doing a jump shot. In football, that could be developing your shooting ability. In netball, it could be developing your positional play and also looking at passing ability. As part of the coursework, you obviously have to devise training programs to improve performance, but also looking at the elements that you need if you want to become a personal trainer. And obviously problem solving. A lot of the GCSE questions on the theory papers will be here's a problem and apply the right solutions. It might be this person wants to get better in this sport, and you would have to come up with the correct training method or the correct technique. Or in terms of the In the game element, obviously you get assessed in how effective you are in practical, and as part of that, you might have to get a problem. How can I beat a defender in a 1v1 situation? In terms of post GCSE, it's a good qualification for those who want to go into A level or BTEC level 3. In addition, if you want to, obviously, in particular, if you're going to do A level biology, a lot of the body systems work and the energy systems work will underpin that. I would say, in terms of GCSE, is successful for some student who is good at science, good at English, got good practical ability, and is able to push themselves in terms of their learning. I will take any questions.